What's going on, y'all? It's J Small Reviews here, back at it again with another video, man. Bringing you guys a predictions video, which I'm making with a card that just dropped. The Riot dropped Monopoly 2's full card. First battle they had announced for it is Tay-Rock versus A-Ward, and now the whole card has been announced in classic Riot fashion. There's a shit ton of battles here, you know what I'm saying? There ain't no 5 or 6 battle cards dealing with the Riot. They tend to, book up, have some matchups, give some talent, some shots, some middle card matchups, and then even 2 or 3 top card matchups, right? So pretty solid work all the way here. There's some matchups that I love on here. There's some matchups that I just think are cool. There's no matchups I hate. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't directly not like any matchup on this card, but I have different thoughts for all of them, and we're gonna run through all of them right here, right now. So without further ado, let's get into the card. Now, starting from the bottom of the card, man, I'm gonna let you know for a good amount of this, we're kind of gonna run through the matchups here, right? So starting out, Chef Trez versus Billy Boondocks. Trez with his normal, just getting his reps in. We all know Trez is gonna have a bunch of top tier opportunities, mid tier opportunities, low tier. The man just battles a lot. Billy Boondocks, funny, gonna be funny on commentary, right? In terms of a battle, I have Chef Trez winning all 3 rounds in destructive fashion. He should for the most part. L.I. the Mayor versus Henny Man after that. Now, I know some people, it is just one of the lower matchups on the card in terms of like namesake, stature maybe, but I like the matchup. They're both at their best when they're talking some street shit, some jail shit, some drug shit. The critiques that a Henny Man or a Mayor is gonna get outside of the battle is usually maybe pace, delivery, content, maybe outdated with the punchlines, right? But this battle's not going to be about that. You let them focus on what they like to rap about and what they're good about. I think you can get like a little low card goodie here, you know what I'm saying? I don't know who I'd predict. Maybe I'd edge Mayor because it's on the Riot, Geechee's homie, but I really couldn't tell you winner-wise. I just think it has higher potential than it'll get credit for. From there, Av versus Don Marino. Av, similar to Trez in a way, but a little less. You look at his schedule last year. The Rock battle's big time, right? And then from there, Trufo, J400, you know what I'm saying? You battle Payne in a 1-rounder, Quest McCody for the most part, just like lowers, compared to that high bill, right? So you get Don in Florida. So for Don, that is a plus, you know what I'm saying? Getting that little bit more of a hometown factor. But Av is supposed to win this battle. They both punch, and Av is by far the better puncher. That's the basis of the style. I think you'll probably get Av at 70 or 80%. Not the craziest Av, but he showed up good for the Riot before versus Clone. I don't know if you'll get that good of a battle, but you should get a good show. And at the very least, I got Av winning clear and doing his thing. From there, I want to quickly talk about the grudge match, man. Snake Eyes versus Riggs, which was actually the second announced battle. So maybe in terms of like card stature, I don't know if it'll be higher up, but to me, it's solid work. And it's going to be what you get with Snake Eyes. These guys have yelled at each other on various online platforms, Instagram Live, Caps his show, you know what I'm saying, on StreamYard, talk greasy to the point that it becomes a grudge match, right? Like a quick, in-the-moment grudge match. Both of them have Tony Bro's management history, right? Riggs is managed by Tony Bro still currently. Snake was really the prolific character that will have, if you didn't know Tony Bro was a manager, or if you only knew it from one place, it's because of him managing Snake Eyes, right? So they had a good run. There's a little bit of storyline there, right? I ain't mad at it. Little mid-tier grudge match, plus Riggs has been doing better recently with showings on obviously the ARP, the blue ARP, RBE, the Blue Room, he did good, and then a couple good trenches showing. So I got Riggs winning, though. That's what Riggs is. I mean, that's what Snake Eyes' issue is that I feel like reaching peaks bar for bar wise. I feel like guys beat him out in terms of punch creativity and things like that. And I can see Riggs handling this and reaching those peaks that Snake just can't lyrically. But I think it'll be a good battle, maybe similar to K. Walker versus Snake Eyes recently on Battle Academy, which was good. Did I have Snake losing that one? Yes, we all know Snake's not exactly winning battles, but does enough to give it entertainment. Did pretty good in that battle. I expect him to do pretty good here. He didn't get the battle versus Clean, his last showing on the Riot, so might have something he wants to show the Riot over there. So I got Riggs winning going in, but I do think it'll be a decent battle. And then from there, it is the rest of the card, right? So we got Shotgun Suge versus Capo Bravado. Now this one's interesting to me, Capo, even in the trailer when they dropped it, right? Talking about he's 2-0 versus Jersey, and obviously he's battled O-Red up to this point, just battled Arsenal and UW, and now he has Shotgun Suge. So I will say you add T-Top to that, which he's put on the resume, he's building quite the resume, you know what I'm saying, of higher profile names there. So you got to give credit there in terms of at least booking upwards, right? But the next step for him is results in terms of, hey, listen, you could debate that he beat O-Red. I definitely had him beating Arsenal, but I did not like the footage of that battle at all. That is not a good battle whatsoever. So here versus Suge, I want to see Capo be great regardless of win or loss, and I want it to be more like the T-Top showing, although I said on my channel I wasn't like the biggest personal fan of that performance, but you can't deny when things are selling with the people, and that performance, especially that second round, which I did like the second round a lot, more of that compared to maybe some of the other work that he showed. So this one, like I said, win or loss, it's about giving that good footage that gives hope, and there's a good chance he does win. Why is that? Because Shotgun Suge, in terms of giving shots and battling down, has been almost completely on bullshit, right? So you have the Ace battle is a great high, right? We all know about that. But if you look around that, if you look at what he's doing on smaller leagues, top versus top floor Loot, that wasn't fully his fault, really. I mean, obviously, Loot wrapped like triple his time on Battle Academy, but he had some slips and dips, especially in the third over there, too. We know versus Hansel, another bit of a time discrepancy, right, where things got kind of crazy. You look versus Fonz, even though it's not really given a shot on SM, but you saw the slips and bips in that battle, and I feel like there is a couple small level battles. Oh, B Magic on UW, same card that Capo was on. He was probably a worse performer for real. I mean, he choked basically 2 rounds of that battle, so I don't know. Maybe it's not necessarily giving shots either, right? That's the phrase I use, but Suge's work on smaller leagues for the most part, when it's not like a big situation, has just been kind of lackadaisical. So there is a good chance. I would hope not. I feel like Monopoly 2 is a big enough card where you would hope that Suge would show up, because I feel like if we're grading them at what they could do at their best, obviously I'd pick Shotgun Suge in this situation. Capo's last battle on the Riot, he choked all 3 rounds versus Blue Cocaine. So there's inconsistencies. There's like alarms on both sides for me. But until Suge shows me that he's even going to take battles like this serious, I don't know why, with the prior history, why Capo then would be the one that gets the 3 tailored and clean rounds. So I actually got Capo winning going into this battle, but I'm really hoping for, regardless if he wins, maybe a great Suge shows up, a standout performance from him, something that he can really build on. And I have to say, on both sides, I got my worries about the battle, right? But then from there, you get into Eunice versus Franchise, and I like this. I like this a lot. Franchise, haven't seen the minute. Last few times he popped out, he wasn't the craziest. Well, he was very good versus Arsenal. But going before that was his drugs battle. Wasn't the craziest on that. I feel like I'm forgetting about one battle in the middle there. But he hasn't really been all that active, right? So still got love for no lacking his whole gimmick, right? Gumbar. This man is a back-to-back puncher with peak aggression. And then for Eunice, I feel like that's a good tool, right? Because I feel like in many ways, people are going to look at Eunice as that bar-for-bar guy that can reach, maybe not as high of aggression, but they have the similarities in that sense. So it matches Eunice's, it tests him a little bit on that pen front, but then there's the other things he does. I feel like there's a good opportunity here for Eunice to battle another, a name, not like that of a Miss Hustle like he did, but a recognizable name in Franchise, and kind of show once again that he has that all-around skill set that allows him to do a little bit more. He definitely does more flow pocket switching, rapping-wise than Franchise does. He's shown that he can do a lot more as an angler and actually get into some really good angles and kind of like different types of concepts, talk to him concepts that people don't normally try in battle rap. And for me, is going to be one of those, listen, Capo and Eunice, 2 guys from the new top 6 class that I really want to see if they can make a statement here, and I think that they are set up perfectly to make a statement here on Monopoly 2, which is why, like I said, I was edgy Capo the prediction, and I definitely have Eunice winning going into this battle. And that leaves you with these top 2 big time matchups, involving a Christian battler each at the top. Geechee versus Loso. Listen, man, I've been critical of Loso recently, and the Cody panel I was pretty critical of Loso when his name came up, because I just feel like his production has been so much lower than how good he really is. We're talking about a guy that gave you things like the JC battle, right? The B-Dot battle, the Daylight showing, and things of that nature. And it's been a very long time, it feels like, since he battled like another definitive, shifting, possible game career shifting plate for him. He gets Geechee Gotti. I think his last big plate, he had T-Top on the stage last year, but his last big plate before that was New Jersey Twerk's return, where he kind of had an opportunity maybe to change his stock a little bit, change his trajectory, and obviously that didn't go fantastic. So versus Geechee here, even though he's been in a little bit of a slump, the Kid Chaos battle wasn't great for him, the Real Deal battle wasn't great for him, the official battle wasn't great for him, you go on and on. This is an opportunity. If you do great in this one, you change all of that. So all eyes are on Loso in this one. But I will say, even with that, hoping he does great, I'm going to give him a round out of respect because it's a big spot for him. But Geechee Gotti, man, I mean, on the ride at that, and then plus the performance you just got from Geechee recently versus Ilmac, I have no real logical reason to side with Loso in this situation. I hope he could do great. It's definitely not impossible, but there's also an aspect that goes into this battle that I'll be able to talk about soon, can't talk about yet. but it's a tough situation for Loso battling uphill. Listen, these are the moments where you can make yourself a great, but you're going to have to show me with this one, which is why I have Geechee Gotti winning very clear going into the battle. And then that leaves you with Tay-Rock and A-Ward, which I think I talk about so much shit on this channel. I think I talked about Tay-Rock and A-Ward before, but if I have not, this is definitely the hardest battle that Rock currently has on his schedule, followed up only by Bill Collector. I feel like it's going to be a tough battle for him. His next, I believe that's his next venture he's going to have to get into. But yeah, he said it's all eyes on Ward till then. He can coast by everyone. So far, that's worked out true for him. Like I said, that Bill Collector battle might take more, out of him fatigue-wise than I think. I'm not going to say some people are crediting for, maybe more than some people are crediting for, but maybe more than he's accrediting for. I feel like that can be just as hard of a fight, if not maybe a little harder, depending on what type of Bill Collector you get. But as for Ward, listen, on the Riot, maybe I did talk. I feel like I've talked about this point before on the channel, but Ward on the Riot has been fantastic. His Geechee rematch battle was fantastic on the original Monopoly card. His coffee battle did not go down, but the material he wrapped on camera, for those that remember that, Jesus Christ. And then his Rum Nitty battle won Battle of the Year. Granted, a lot of us had him losing the battle, but he was absolutely spectacular in it, and now he gets to sit for over a month plus. No other battles, and just focus on Tay-Rock. Things might change as Rock has battles leading up to this. I am definitely going to have to revisit my prediction of this. Maybe it doesn't change for what I have right now, which is Rock 2-1 edge. I'm just really buying into the momentum that Rock's had. He doesn't, even though there's performances that seem a little bit more load management, right? His serious material, things like that. For the most part, he looks confident. He looks in the zone. He's still having those peaks like versus Bankhead, like some of that material versus Prep, where if I know he could step it up another level of seriousness for competition, listen, man, there's a reason that many consider him the greatest battle rapper of all time. And this run that he's currently in, this battling back-to-back, the least that I feel like can be done is give him the benefit of the doubt and see. He's 3-0 right now. Let's see what happens with Bill Collector, but especially if he pulls that off, the hype going into this will be super serious. So, like I said, couple battles leading up right now, I just can't... We know there's battles coming up, so I don't know what Rock's form will be when we're going into this battle. I won't know what his previous record for the last two are yet going into this battle, but listen, you're looking on both sides. Ward's going to be great, right? So if there is a fatigued Rock by any means, or he does anything to not take this battle serious, A-Ward will clearly beat Tay-Rock, and he 100% has the capability of that. I think this is going to be one of the best battles of the year so far, but going in, it's almost like you want to see something special happen. As long as Rock's on this streak of flawlessness so far, I'm not betting against it, which is why I have Tay-Rock winning 2-1 edge, battle of the night, maybe battle of the year in the main event of Monopoly 2. And that was my full predictions there for Monopoly 2 so far. Love to hear what you guys think in the comment section down below, if I'm being too harsh on anyone, if there's anyone that you see snatching, kind of stealing the show. Another thing I like about these Riot cards is there is younger talent that stole the show before. Shout out to Eunice, man, and Hansel. Eunice versus Hansel just got to 100K on the Riot, 100K views. And that really, you could debate, even though he's battled Miss Hustle, that's really been kind of that big look for Eunice so far that's really separated him from some of his classmates in terms of current hype. But do you think Capo has that same opportunity? Like I said, I've been critical of Capo. I want to see more of those peak performances, and I think versus a Suge that could be fatigued, could come up a little stumbly. If you put your best foot forward, I think it could be Capo's most impressive performance yet. The things are lined up for some people to do impressive things. Then obviously Geechee versus Loso and Tay-Rock versus A-Ward. I want to hear y'all thoughts, because those are going to be those big building pieces of those cards, what you buy that card for, and changes current legacies and trajectories depending on if there's any dominant results or anything like that. But it's been Jay Smo Reviews again, y'all. Like I said, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you feel about Monopoly 2, any hot takes, any predictions, and I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. Peace.